evening and welcome to Empowerment Talk Show, where we gather together to talk of the things them. Yay.
Hello everyone, welcome to Empowerment Talk Show. I'm Latoya.
And I'm Cornmeal. I'm Camille.
Cornmeal, yes, that's our name tonight, Cornmeal.
So how are you guys doing today? It's raining outside here in Connecticut. And I know it's raining some other places, but we're grateful for the rain.
Oh yes, after this weekend that we had.
Ooh, I had 111 in my car. I was like, this is serious.
After this weekend, oh my gosh, I don't know how people was outside. People went to the beach.
It was the perfect day for the beach. It was the perfect day to get in the water. I wish I was in the islands at this time to dive into some kind of river water, not salt water, river water, fresh water.
Fresh water, yeah. But they talked about the sun though, that the sun was gonna be pretty hot out there. So, people normally, lay on the sand or just, put their towels out and stuff like that.
I don't need any suntan.
I don't think that was a good idea.
At all.
But.
So tonight our topic is 5 ways that you can defeat depression. And I chose the topic based on what we talked about last week of not allowing other people's opinion of you to affect you, how you dress, how you be yourself, right?
Right.
Start your watch party. All right. So, number 1, what does depression mean to you?
Well, I'd like to start with the definition of depression,
Mm-hmm.
or one off the definition of depression.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, so it's the feeling of severe despondency or depression. So you're having a lot of self-doubt, you're kind of locking yourself away. You feel like you're not worthy, you don't feel self-fulfilled. You don't feel like you're here for a reason, or you cannot find your reason for it. Like, depression comes in many forms,
yes,
in many ways.
Mm-hmm.
And I know for a fact that a lot of people come here from, different countries and they get depressed because they moved here and it's a big culture shock, as what you said, and they were not prepared for the lifestyle. Like, a lot of us here live worse than how we live back in our own island or our own country. The jobs that we're doing here now is something that we would have never done back in our own country.
But depression also affects us in our businesses. It affects us in our relationship. It affects us in every area of relationship. Every area. Whether it's ministry, business, family, it affects you because you become so lethargic because you're depressed. And you're so sad. And every time someone asks you, why are you depressed? Why are you sad? You can't give them a definite answer.
Right.
Because you really don't
know what's going on. Yes, what's going on. That's right.
If you have a friend, pay attention to them, because that's when suicide becomes prevalent.
Oh, yeah.
And that now goes to another level. People start taking drugs or alcohol to numb the feeling that they're feeling.
And it's just a temporary relief. So that's how you get people becoming drug addicts, people becoming alcoholics, because it relieves the pain temporarily. It might knock you out to sleep, or you get on a high and you feel like you're on cloud 999. Not cloud 9. But people do that just to get by, to get their day by. And it works for some, and you have some people that they call functional alcoholic. Mm-hmm. Like, that thing is real. Mm-hmm. They're way better being on alcohol than they're better just regular socializing, which is sad though, because that's not how our body was meant to operate.
Women, one of the problems that I've noticed talking with women is that women are, for the majority, we don't know when we're depressed.
Why you say that?
Because so far, when I talk to them, it's like, I'm sad, but I don't know why I'm sad. opposed to guys don't really share what they're really feeling, so you can't even tell if they're depressed or not. But women, it's like we can't pinpoint to say, yes, I'm depressed. But we more say, I'm sad and I don't know what's wrong. And that's one sign I've noticed, even talking to my psychologists, my friends, they say to me, one of the beginning signs of depression is when a person begins to hide themselves away from society, their friendship. They start being secluded and don't want to have conversations.
Right.
So look for the signs that if you see Latoya or myself and we're not acting the same, say something, ask a question, because in so doing, it will help us to really come out and talk. Some people don't share how they're feeling.
And then not only that, I find that some people don't even know that they're putting themselves into that depressive stage. Like, I just want it by myself. I just want to be by myself. And that's you sinking into whatever it is that you might or might not know, of course. But whatever it is, that's it taking over your body. You know, just cementing in your soul, and every day you feed into it, it feed more into your soul, and that's how people just become depressed over time.
And so number one, these are my suggestions now. Number one, I believe that exercise helps with depression. It helps to temporarily boost the chemical in your body.
Yes.
Called the endorphins. Those things
are the happy hormones.
The happy hormones. Those ones that make you laugh and giggle. Because when you burst a sweat, you feel better.
Yes.
You know, so I would suggest, going for a walk or grabbing a friend and go for a bike ride. Finding a gym to go to, something that is exciting but not so exciting.
Right, or you can do it from your home. Like, there's tons and tons of YouTube videos they're 5-minute ab workout that I do a lot because I'm kind of lazy now. So they're 5-minute workout videos, 10 minutes. Out of 24 hours you can give 10 minutes per day towards your workout, and I find that helps. Like, for me, exercise doesn't work in the morning, it's better for me at night. So find what works for you. And so, as what Camille said, exercise, it releases the happy hormone, the endorphins. Am I saying it right? Endorphins. I apologize. Sorry. Endorphins.
Yes.
So it releases the happy juices.
Another thing is try to eat properly, because you eat some foods, and if you overeat, you're lazy. What they call it again? What's that word that we call it? The itis. We get the itis, and we want to lay out on the couch and don't get up or have a conversation. And so we find ourselves, closed up in the couch, and the couch becomes a part of us, and we become a part of the couch or the bed, because we're so sad, we're depressed. Like Latoya read earlier, we have self-doubt, and self-doubt begins to breathe death into your spirit. When I say death to the point where some people want to commit suicide. And I can speak firsthand about it, because my cousin, it just happened. And that came because she was depressed, and no one saw that she was depressed.
And I think, we need to just get people around us that knows us.
Yeah.
Even just one person that knows us, okay, we're going through this phase. Like, I have friends where I know I don't hear from him or her within a couple hours, or maybe a day passed and I don't hear from her. Hello? I haven't heard from you. What's going on? Oh, I'm in the house. I'm like, okay, let's go out. Well, what do you want to do? I don't want to do. Okay, I have something for you to do. Let's go. Oh, you don't have any money? Okay, come on, let's go. I got you. Like, you need people like that around you that will pull you out of that depressive mood, that will tear you out. And I understand that it's not easy. It's not easy. I know for some
people. But we tell ourselves it's not easy, because that's what depression does. Depression causes us to have that clogged mind, where we can't really think straight, should I say. We can't really think clear. And like you said, having the people that's around us that's going to check on us. You know, like for instance, if 3 days go by and pastor don't hear from me, she calls, are you, because I live alone, are you okay? Or Judy will call me, are you okay? Do you need anything? Because you know what? When you look at it, the 5 people, that's what Les Brown says, the five people that you surround yourself with tells you who you are. And so if I have one person out of the 5 that will check on me, to me that means a lot.
Right. You're right.
You know, but we gotta, and I think a problem that we have too is we don't want to say anything because we wear that shame.
We're afraid to be judged.
Yeah.
But what I find though is that a lot of people go through the same thing. Like a lot of people go through the same thing over and over and over again. And I find that once you start sharing, then you hear someone say, "Me too," and they hear this person, "Me too," and "Me three," and then what's you know what start evolving now is that we all start talking about our phases of what we're going through. But then, Camille, you might have a way how you get through yours, and I have a way how I get through mine. But once we start talking among each other, then we see, okay, maybe I could try this. Maybe this is going to be a little better for me, or maybe that's going to be a little better for me. Mm-hmm. But so I find that works.
Yep. Because people say what works for Paul may not work for Sue. But let me tell you something. People have gone through different stages in their life that they can share, hi silent, that they can share with you to help you to come out. And like Latoya said, she might go running. She runs all the time. I don't run, right? I run better on the treadmill than I do running on the street. I'll do an hour on the treadmill. Latoya might do an hour around the track. So whatever works for you, you do that. And then your diet is very important. The foods that you choose to eat. How much food you choose to eat, the portion of your food is very important as well. Some of us, we eat too much. That's a silent joke. I'm not even going to repeat that. You know? So pay attention to the food you eat, and then try to have a lot of fluids. Try to drink a lot of water. You know, drink if you don't like the taste of water, then maybe try
adding something to it. Lemon and lime. I find when I add lemon and lime, I mean I love water, drinking water anyway. But when I add lemon and lime, I am just dunking it down pretty quickly because that taste just keeps me going all day. All right.
Right. So, you know, we're talking about the 5 ways to defeat depression tonight, and it's a great topic for everybody to really take a look at ourselves and see what areas in our lives we may be depressed about. It may be we're depressed because we're not earning enough money. Maybe we're depressed because our job is just too much and we can't handle our jobs. Does that make sense? So pay attention, look, and if you know somebody that you haven't heard from in a long time, call them up.
You know what too? Even sometimes it's not what's on the outside. Sometimes it's on the inside as well. Sometimes our chemicals are imbalanced, and so that causes depression as well. And that's where you find people getting medicated for depression to get that going.
And that's where it comes in, where you need a health coach, somebody to help you cognitively and help you with your nutrition, so that you can balance out in your life, because you don't know what's going on. Maybe go for a test, go for an exam to check your balances, to see what's affecting you, what's causing you. Maybe you have thyroids. You know, some people you could tell that their thyroid glands are swollen and they begin to hang, and that affects you, causes you to be fatigued, causes you to be tired and feeling depressed. And for people who have sinuses and allergies, that too causes you to be fatigued. When my sinuses is dripping, I'm very annoyed. And so you just want to sleep to get rid of whatever feeling you're feeling, you know? All right. The next one is, there we go, get enough sleep. Get enough.
Oh my gosh.
Let me preach to myself. Get enough sleep, y'all. Sleep. Lay down and sleep.
Jenny can tell you, after we went out on Saturday in that sun, in and out, I was so tired. I kept saying, we went for ice cream, right? Okay, I went for ice cream. And we went for ice cream, and I'm sitting in the ice cream shop, and I'm like, I'm tired. And I found myself getting so agitated, and I sat down, and I'm like, all right, you just go in the line for me. I'm like, I'm tired. I just want to go lay down. I just felt so fatigued and miserable, and I just wanted to be in bed. And I literally bought that ice cream, and I went home and put it in the fridge. Like, I didn't even want it at that time either.
But you weren't depressed about anything.
No.
So you got to know the difference between depression and tiredness. She was tired because she went out and fed the homeless. So she was tired. That's a normal tired. But then you have depression where you just don't want to do anything. You don't even want to go for ice cream.
And you see, and then that's the thing though. If I felt like that, just being tired, just being in and out of the sun all day, the person that is actually going through that, you know, not getting any sleep, because some people say their sleep haunts them, you know, based on their past that they've been through. It has to be, you know, just a wrecking thing.
Yep, it has to be something that's so emotionally distorted, and a lot of times too, our emotions are distorted, and we don't want to deal with them, you know, and that's one of the things that as a life coach I realized that people don't like to deal with the situation at hand and come out. They want to continue to dabble in that situation and stay there, right? So sleep is very important. Depression makes it very difficult for you to relax. It makes you, it just causes you to be like this all the time, like a zombie.
It makes you irritable.
Yep. Very irritated, very fatigued.
It makes you want to go out but don't really want to. It makes you get dressed and undressed at the same time. It's
signs.
It's just the signs. And
you get up in the morning and you don't even want to brush your teeth. You just go through the day. You're in the house in your bathrobe all day. You didn't take a shower. You just don't feel the vibes. You just don't feel the mood. So you got to watch those things, because those things are signs that something is affecting you cognitively, mentally. Something is bothering you. So find somebody. Call her.
I'm here.
Inbox her and tell her you need somebody to talk to. She'll help you.
I'm here.
You know, so tonight, again, we're talking about the 5 ways to defeat depression. Number 4, take time out for yourself.
Yep.
I do that a lot. I take time out for myself. Even if I take an hour, I try to, if I notice where my day is cramped and I have a lot, because I have my students sending me homework, like one of them texting me right now, did you check my homework? Some of them, you know, they want their answers, their results right away. But it's, for me, it's like, okay, I gotta pace myself to know that I'm one person and I can't do everything that's needed to be done. But if you can get it done in one day, you get it done. But pace yourself, give yourself time to be able to maneuver your entire day
and to change your energy too.
Yeah.
Like, I remember so a college friend, Raul Davis, and you guys can follow him on Instagram. It's one of the funniest person I've ever met, you know, in my life. And I find that he goes through and he shares his depression on Instagram and on, you know, on the other social media platform, because he's all over and he's a comedian. And you would not look at him and think, oh, you go through depression? Mm-hmm. And there are times that he just takes that time away for himself and just go through it, and he'll write little blogs or little messages talking about depression and how it affects people. And sometimes people don't think it's real, because especially as Jamaicans, we think everybody's mad.
Yeah.
You know, we don't think it's real. And, you know, I really appreciate him showing that side of him and show that he's human. Like, we go through this, but he takes that time out, and, you know, he asks people to just see with him through this time. And when he's back, and he's be funny, you know, at Jackie the Phrase.
But here's the thing, he recognizes when he is depressed.
Yes.
And now he has mastered, it sounds to me from what you're saying, that he has mastered his comeback.
Yes.
But some of us have not yet learned to master our comeback. We stay there.
Yes,
and
that's true.
and that's what we gotta do. We gotta master the comeback so that we can help somebody else to come out of their situation. Depression is real, and we as colored folks, we don't like to talk about the things like mental health. We don't like to talk about depression. We don't like to talk about rape and molestation. We don't want to discuss it because why? We think that it's a shame, it's embarrassing. No, it's reality. We all have something to share to help. That your story is somebody else's story. Your story is not yours to keep. Your story is yours to share to help somebody else to come out. Because if I don't tell you, you could never look at me and tell me that I've been through depression. You could never look at me and tell me that I'm a widow. You can't tell. You cannot tell that. If I don't open my mouth and tell my story, you'll never learn nothing about me. So open up your mouth and say something. Talk.
But Camille, one might not even know how to express themselves as to what is it that is bothering them.
That's true.
You find that a lot of people, as what you started out with saying that a lot of women, they just feel depressed and they don't know why. They don't know. Like sometimes you just feel like just crying. Why are you crying? I don't know. I just feel like crying. You know, not knowing that it's something from yesterday that is, you know, is lingering that you never dealt with, that you never got over, that is bothering you. So it happens, and it's real.
But how would you say, okay, something happened yesterday and I didn't deal with it, but today it pops up in my memory faculty. What would you say to us that could help us to deal with that when that situation comes up?
I feel like we need to sit back, relax, clear your mind, and just think about what is it that occurred yesterday. Where did you went wrong? And what's the good you can take from that? Because if it's something that went wrong, you know, always try to find a positive in that thing that went wrong. Take it as a learning lesson. Like today I read something that said, I never lose. If it looked like I lost something, I never lost, I learned. And that's what a lot of us don't realize, that it's a learning, or her losses are learning experiences that we need to take and build on going forward. So I'll say to that person, if you have unresolved issues from yesterday, I think you should just try as best to resolve it. And if you can't resolve it, you pray about it. Like for me, I think you should just pray. If I cannot do it, I pray about it and I release it. Because sometimes you have to. I remember one time Pastor said to me, you have to breathe out your negative. Like,
yes.
You have to breathe out your negative. You have to let it out. Don't let it, you know, it sits in you and it becomes toxic every single day.
And it's like, you know, when you have a heartburn, what they call, when you have a digestive problem and you have that heartburn, you tend to just regurgitate. Every time you burp, you taste that thing. Yeah. And that's how depression is.
Yeah, right.
It's like it sits on your stomach, and every time that you
go back
belch
to it
or burp, it comes up and you go back. Like, don't you want to get rid of that feeling? You need some Digestive Plus. Inbox me and I'll get you something. The prescription is prayer. Hello.
Run it to Dean.
The prescription is prayer, not CVS. You know, and you know, for those who take prescription, it's okay. But there's another antidote.
Yes.
And we believe that prayer is the best antidote, because like Pastor said yesterday, God goes in and he cuts open the heart, and he's the best surgeon ever. Because once he heals and sews you back up,
that's it.
You're good to go. You know, so tonight, the last one is, limit your caffeine and your alcohol intake. Okay. Limit your caffeine and your alcohol intake, which means that, you know, some people, they drink. I have girlfriends who just drink because they worry, they stress, they depressed, and I'm like, what is wrong with y'all? But I learned to stop asking that question. I learned to stop saying I'm tired, and I've learned to stop saying what is wrong with you. I've learned to just ask the question, when will you want to talk to me? When are you going to open up to me? let me know and I'm here to serve you. I've learned to switch the words so that way they feel comfortable, opposed to saying, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, I realized that too. I had a situation recently where I know usually I would have gone off and oh, you don't want to talk to me? All right. And I'll go off and I'll mode off. But I found that that wasn't the best approach, because that didn't put the person in where I wanted them to be. And because they didn't react how I wanted them to react, I took, the ignorant approach, and I took offense to it. But I've learned that when I say, okay, you don't want to talk, no, just know I'm here for you. You can call me at any time. We can have a conversation. And I found that the person came around and actually told me what was bothering them. And it was like, wow, me taking this approach was something I just decided one day not give the ignorant approach. Because people do go through their thing, and you cannot force someone into telling you what's going on with them until they are actually ready to do it.
And that's the key. When we get to the start line of anything, the what they call the referee always says, on your mark, get set, go. So some people, they're on their mark, they're somewhat set, but they're not ready to go. And the gun goes off in their head, and they're like, should I go? Shouldn't I go? Should I go? Shouldn't I go?
You know what that comes down to? And this might be the 6th point, even though we said 5.
Yes.
Get yourself a routine.
Mm-hmm.
Get yourself a routine, so you're not on should I go or should I not go.
Mm-hmm.
1 foot in, 1 foot out. If you develop a routine every day, yes, you can deviate from that routine. But if you develop a routine every day,
mm-hmm.
or make a calendar of things to do every single day,
right,
then you'll find yourself that you'll be more structured.
Mm-hmm.
You're less all over the place. You're not discombobulated.
Yep.
Everything doesn't seem like it's attacking you at once.
Mm-hmm.
You're able to meet deadlines. If not work, a lot of us just we get work to do,
Pala,
and we're
pala.
like, we dab here, we did one, we dab there, but then when it comes down to crunch time, we're running behind. We're running behind. We miss our deadlines. So I find that if we develop a routine, we set to our goals and develop a routine as to, okay, this is how I plan my day ongoing. Like, I have a coworker that he thinks the best thing to do is when he gets in, he goes through all his emails first, and then once he goes through his emails, he makes his calls, his follow-ups, every single thing that he needs to get done, that he gets done right as he going. And then after that, he knows he has this job, and that job to do. So he's pretty much structured with what he wants to do on a daily basis, and I find that helps a lot. Even for me at work, sometimes I get flustered because I don't separate what is it that I have to do, and things just pops up randomly. But I'm still, if I find that I set a routine, I set a goal for the day or for the week, then I'm able to slip this little thing in pretty quickly, slip it back out, and then continue with the rest of my day.
Because for me as a business owner, my table is full, but I've learned the power of the pen, because you are the author of your own story, and the power of the pen is where you write your biography. And in order for somebody else to read your book, which is your story, you got to begin to write. And in writing, you got to be detailed, right? And in detail, you got to be able to be organized. You understand what I'm saying? And that takes time. But if your mind is not organized, then your life is disorganized. Does that make sense? Because if you cannot prepare yourself and get yourself ready, something is happening up here that's causing you to be distracted from your purpose. Because sometimes we get distracted. We have the kids, we have the husband, we have dinner, we got school, we got work, we have a business doing, we have this doing, we have that, and the list goes on, and we do, 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 and nothing gets done. Because we're so busy doing, opposed to allowing the thing that is supposed to get done to work for us. We work harder and not smarter.
And not only that, when we find out we're doing a lot at once, we don't really accomplish anything.
Nope.
And then that's where that self-doubt or that you don't feel that self-fulfillment coming in place, and that is something that we need to strive to alleviate altogether.
You know, I'm going to say this to those who work 2 jobs or work 1 job and run a business. I'm going to say this to you. You have your children, you have your family. That's your first ministry. You first is God, then your family, and then your job, and then your business. Your job is what gives you the money to be able to win in your dreams. So you have to learn to have a balanced lifestyle and not a seesaw lifestyle, because when you have children, they require your undivided attention. So if you don't handle your mindset, you will not be able to reach them, which is the next generation, and prepare them for the next level of their life. So you got to learn to do half an hour of things that are pleasing to you, and then take another half an hour for your kids, and so on and so forth. So manage your time properly. Does that make sense? And we have 24 hours in a day.
Right.
And
adjust the camera a little bit.
One of the things that we do is that we say, okay, Latoya, I have 24 hours, but I'm gonna come to your house for dinner. And when we get to Latoya's house, we're there 2 hours. Dinner is 20 minutes. Why you gotta sit there for 2 hours when you know you have homework to do? Stop talking. Hi, how you doing? 25 minutes. Keep a watch on your hand and say, okay, I'm gonna stay at Latoya for 30 minutes.
But people are gonna say your name and go away.
That is a Jamaican thing. That is a Jamaican thing. You know, and break down the task instead of, doing so much. Because when you do a lot, it's like, oh my God, I'm scrambling. Oh my, and you're hyperventilating, and then you're just out of sync with everything. You're just out of timing. You can't keep up with yourself. You're just breathing heavy. Why are you breathing heavy? What in the world is wrong with you? You put yourself in that position. Now, tonight, we would like you to begin to go buy a calendar at the dollar store.
Yes.
Get a pen and write your schedule out. Put it on your dining room table. Put it on your table. I know we Jamaicans, we don't like nothing wrong with table. We love a table pretty. Yeah, we know. But tonight, make a decision. Make a decision to have a sound mind. Latoya, can you put that scripture up for me, please? The scripture says that if we're in Christ, we will have a sound mind. And when your mind is sound, you can accomplish all your goals. You can accomplish your dreams when your mind is sound. But if we don't handle the depression, or even if it's not depression, or if it's something that's bothering you that relates to you being uncomfortable,
right?
If you don't handle that, then how are you going to handle your business? Because let me tell you something, honey. Business stretches you, baby, because you got to deal with 100 people in 10 minutes, 20 minutes, right? And it depends on the level of the business that you have. Like Silent runs her kitchen, and I'm sure when she got to do her catering, right? So if y'all need catering done, just shout out to Silent.
Hi, Silent.
Yeah, and get your catering done. Her food is good, tasty.
So it's from 2 Timothy 1 verses 7. It says, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind."
See, love covers everything. If you're depressed, how can you tell me you love me? Your mind is not clear. Your mind is cluttered because you're depressed. So how can you tell me you really truly love me? You don't really know that you love me because you don't love yourself. And loving yourself requires you getting up to brush your teeth, do your hair, put some clothes on, and look spiffy. Make sense? So tonight, I want you to like and share this video.
Yes.
And come back and join us again next week.
Yes.
Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for more on Empowerment Talk Show. Join me every Friday evening at the Panera Bread for the Coaches Cohort, where we help entrepreneurs to find their truth and maximize their potentials. So if you're an entrepreneur and you're watching me, watching Latoya, and you want to learn more how to dive into your business and multiply your streams of income, then you just inbox us right here on Empowerment Talk. We're getting ready for the Entrepreneurial Prayer Breakfast. That prayer breakfast is designed for entrepreneurs to pray to break generational curses, to set your mind free, and to team up with a coach that can help you to find your truth and maximize your potential. It's a team. It's not just one. You need an accountant, we have one. You need a tax preparer, we have one. You need somebody to cater your event, we have one. You want to dive into those kind of businesses but you don't know how to start? Come out on the 3rd and meet one of the accountants so they can groom you and build you and shift you. Make sense?
Amen.
If you lack confidence, there's a confident coach there to help you, to coach you to your destiny and your purpose. And then on top of that, we're going to pray and we're going to slay. So join us on August the 3rd. Yes, Silent will be cooking, so come on out and taste her delicious
August 3rd, that's next Saturday, people.
Yes, get your ticket. The ticket them at $20. No. Prayer starts at 7. Wake up early.
So she in my ears so fun.
Wake up early. Tell her wake up early.
I wake up early.
And you're welcome to bring your children. You make it a family affair, because when we pray together, demons tremble.
Amen.
And I believe that if we do not pray in order for our business to grow, we won't achieve anything. I believe in prayer. I believe in affirmation. So come out on the 3rd, and you will hear how an author went from abuse to now a happy life. You will hear how a paparazzi consultant went from feeling low to excelling in her business. You will hear how an accountant that works at her job, started her tax business. So come on out and hear the stories that will help to shift your life. And then if you want a coach, we're there for you. Of course, you're going to hear my big mouth. Definitely.
Of course.
Yes, I will be there, baby.
All right, so people, it's going to be at that Hampton Inn and Suites, that 351 Pitkin Street in East Hartford. So the Hampton Inn and Suites in East Hartford.
Latoya will be at the door to welcome you in. So just come on in.
This big bright smile.
Yes, come on in and meet her for the first time. Yes, goodie. You guys have a wonderful night.
Good night.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again next week. Join me tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for your morning motivation and inspiration over on the other side on Oneash 1000 Family.
Bye, people.